Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is not a video that I would typically ever make or post. Actually, I'm lying. I'm literally lying. Anyways, I don't like talking about this subject just because I don't want anyone to hyper focus on my struggles or compare or trigger. Like I just usually leave my struggles to myself just because I don't want to trigger anyone. Also, I feel like I'm much more than my struggles, and I'm much more, I don't want to be categorized for the issues that I have or the things that I go through. Everyone is such complex beings. Like, we're not our struggles. We're not, the things we go through. I just want to make this video so you guys know that you're not alone in anything that you're going through. And if you can relate to anything that I have to share, then you're not alone. This is an issue that affects every single aspect of my life. It affects my dating life. It affects my personal life. It affects my family life. It affects literally everything. I struggle with an ED, trigger warning. This whole video is going to be a trigger warning, but I have a really bad eating disorder. And I've gone to therapy for it. I continue to go to therapy for it. I've gone to treatment centers for it. I went to a sleepaway treatment center for it. I have all the tools I need, but I still struggle. And it's so much deeper than just having the tools and using them, because it's like I have these habits that I've formed ever since I was a little kid. They tell me, don't eat that, eat this, like the world around you. And then now it's like I have instilled a fear in my brain of literally a banana. And it's so much, it affects my everyday life. My family's constantly worried about me. My mom told me yesterday, she's like, you don't understand, I don't sleep, my hair's falling out, I'm stressed out. And I honestly, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a burden on the people that I love, because they care about me and they want to see me doing good and they want to see me well and healthy. But when you struggle with mental health, it is so hard because it's in your brain. It is your brain. It's just so hard, you guys. And honestly, you guys, I have a really big fear that, I have a fear that this is a lot of baggage, and my eventual person, won't love me, or I don't deserve to be loved because I have to heal. But you know what? Also, I remind myself, I'm healing is a lifelong journey, and your person will love you regardless of anything. And everyone has baggage. This is just one of mine. And also, I'm sharing it with you guys. But yeah, it affects literally everything, everything I do. For example, yesterday I was in my car. I'm driving home, haven't had a snack, haven't had dinner, and I have a bar in my car. You know how long it took me to eat that bar? It took me 20 minutes, because between those 20 minutes, I was in my brain being should I eat it? Should I not eat it? I'm going to eat dinner soon, but I don't know if I should eat it because then it's going to fill me and then I'm going to be too full for dinner and I don't know. Da, 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 da. And that went on until I finally ate the bar. You know how draining it is to constantly have to deal with that? And I kid you not, this is that's why I just stick to the foods that I'm safe with, is because it's so hard to challenge that. But like I said, part of the healing process, which is lifelong, this process is not going to be from one day to the other. Me compared to me when I was 17, I was my ED, vocally walking. And guys, I've been on this journey for so long. I've been dealing with this ever since I was a literal child. I've gotten family members tell me, if you're not eating good in this trip, I'm not going to travel with you anymore, because I just, I can't see you struggling. I can't see you, causing harm to yourself. That's why I'm telling you, it literally affects my relationships with my family members. It affects everything. You guys don't see that. But I want you to know that if you're struggling, you're not alone. I struggle myself still a lot. I don't do extreme behaviors like I used to, but I still do behaviors, and I'm still trying to work through them, and I still go to therapy, and I still go see a dietitian. And if you guys don't have any like resources, I'm gonna try to find resources for you guys. Let me tell you guys, if you feel like you're struggling at all, and I always vouch for this, you need to go get help. So honestly, my issues with food started when I was like 13. I really don't want to get into the story. It's bad. But anyways, yeah, it's highs and lows, and I've had times when I would binge and then I would over-exercise. Right now, guys, I'm not allowed to exercise. So let me tell you guys where I am right now in my healing process. I've been stuck in my ways, and personally for me, when I tend to get stuck in my ways, I regress and I start doing more little disordered things, but I have to catch myself, and I'm able to catch myself. Right now I'm like, yes, that is disordered, but it's so hard to change. So right now I'm in therapy, I'm seeing my dietitian, but I need to actually apply the changes, which is the hardest thing, to change those habits and to apply the changes and to actually eat more, because it's like I'm doing something that I've always told my brain that I shouldn't do. And now I need to do it because my body needs it. And I want to say something. Everybody's body weight, it needs to be at a different point. Like, my body feels healthy at a different point than someone else's. And everyone's body is going to look different. Like, for me, I would need to be a little bit heavier to feel healthier and for my body to feel healthier. I don't have my period right now. And if you know anything about that, periods for a woman is like the fountain of youth. When women hit menopause, they all of a sudden can start getting osteoporosis. They need to take all these vitamins, all these pills, because, like I said, for a woman, a period is like the fountain of youth. It's what gives your body like the nutrients and the energy and everything that it needs. And I don't have that right now. So it's like the side effects of an ED is literally the worst thing ever, you guys. Like, and I know I need to gain weight to get better. I know I do, and I'm gonna feel so much healthier. I'm gonna feel so much better. What I do when I'm struggling and I need to gain weight is I look back at pictures from when I was a little heavier as inspiration to be like, I was happy then, and I didn't have an issue with how I looked, but it's just like the doing the action that is the hardest freaking thing, like sitting down and combating those thoughts and actually telling myself, like, it's okay to eat, it's okay to have a third snack, it's okay to have dessert, it's okay to have dessert more than once a week, like, it is okay. And it's like constantly having to talk back to my brain. It gets so draining, you guys, which is why most of the times when I've recovered, I tend to also regress, because it's just a constant fight. It's like constantly having to like fight it, which is draining, because it's so much easier to live life without having to fight something in your head, you know? So right now I need to work to get my period back. I would like to gain some weight. I am gonna try to. I'm gonna be private about my recovery journey when it comes to that. I'm not gonna be showing you guys too many snacks and meals and stuff like that, just because like I said, I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want anyone to copy anything I do. Everybody's body needs different things. But yeah, I want you guys to know that you're not alone. Like, you are not alone in your struggles. And if I would have known at the beginning of my struggles to get help as soon as I could, it would have been so much quicker, and I would have probably gotten better so much quicker. And if I would have just told myself, it is okay to gain weight. Gaining weight is not an end all be all. And people will still love you even when you're a little bigger. And if they don't, then they can respectfully leave your life. They can respectfully leave your life, because that tells you their values. And I would always tell myself, I'm like, if these people don't want to hang out with me, I'm like, girl, those are not your real people. Like, people will love you regardless of how you look if they really truly love you. That's why and now I'm like more modest and I cover myself a little bit more, just because that's private towards myself. Like, I want my relationship with my body to be towards myself, and I don't want to necessarily show it to the entire world and like That's just with me. And I've found that like covering myself a little more and being more modest has helped a lot with my relationship with my body image. I tell myself, I'm like, that's something that's mine and nobody deserves to just like see it and judge it, because my body is literally what allows my soul to have a vessel and to live a human experience. And I'm also low-key like, I'm kind of traumatized by being sexualized. Like, I'm not even kidding. Being a woman, it's difficult. I used to literally like sexualize not that like I would sexualize myself, but like I thought that I had to like show myself off to get attention or to get a guy to like me or love me. That is so far from the truth, because nothing about the way that you look says anything about your person or your values or the things that your favorite color, or maybe your favorite color. Maybe you could be wearing like a little pink bikini. But regardless, nothing about the way that you look says anything about the inside of your being. So now I'm like, girl, you know what? I just keep that to myself. But everybody pop off. Like, that's just like a personal decision towards myself, just because like I feel like it's helped me. That's not to say that here and there I won't wear shorts and like that, like, no. I'm saying modest as in like I don't overly show myself anymore, you know, but like we still out here. Also, you will never again catch me posting a thirst trap, or I mean, I don't really know what this video has turned into, but you will never again catch me posting a thirst trap, a bikini picture to get a guy. Ah! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, I will never be doing that to get. I used to literally be like, oh my God. He's not gonna like me if I'm not skinny or da-da-da. If he doesn't like you because you're not skinny, his values are completely off, and you would not want someone like that. Anyways, yes, so I struggle with food and body image and all of that. And I know, like, the thing is, I know that the way my body looks is nothing about me. Like, it says nothing about me. Like, at this point, I'm way past, like, the body image thing. But I'm stuck on, like, the habits and of actually, like, doing the actions. Okay, this is Hannah editing, watching this. Yes, I'm scared of the actions. I'm low-key also scared of gaining weight. Like, I'm scared of gaining weight just because it's been, like, installed in my brain that like weight gain is bad, and it's been installed in my brain that looking bigger is bad. But you know what? Maybe my body does need to be a little bigger. Even though I know that my body says nothing about me, even though I'm consciously like aware that my body image is the least interesting thing about me and the last thing that is, you know, but like it's just like the importance that weight gain has on society. It makes you feel like people won't love you if you gain weight. Like, that's how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I won't love myself. And then because of that, I'm scared of the actions. And I know that none of that is true. Like, I know that people are gonna love me regardless of how I look, you know? It just like has been so installed in my brain and society's brain that it's made me so scared of food to the point where I literally become unhealthy. Like, that's not good. Also, my lips are purple because I'm eating blueberries. Okay, back to the video. Like, say this is like, I don't know, something that I have to eat, and I'm scared of maybe like a couple things in it, or like I'm scared I will literally like undereat just because my brain has rejected it for so long that now it's difficult for me to like actually tell myself it's okay to eat it. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm force feeding myself. Also, like, a part of recovery is like sometimes you just have to feed yourself even if you don't want to, even if you're scared, just because you have to get the nutrients in. And like, yeah, as to before, I would be like, oh no, I'm not eating this because I want to look this way. Now it's not like that at all. Now I'm like, I need to eat this. My body needs these nutrients. Nothing about me is about the way that I look at all. But I habitually like am scared of eating this food, but I have to eat it regardless. So even if I eat it, like I feel like I tend to be scared of it still. That, not that I undereat, but yeah, I tend to undereat things that I'm scared of just because I'm still like, I still have that like fear instilled in my brain, and it's so hard to combat it. And like I said, every day is a working challenge. Every day is is going to be me challenging my thoughts. Some days it'll be easier than others, but I'm progressing. I want me a year from now to be way better than I am now right now in regards to all of this. So my actions need to align with what I want of myself a year from now. That goes with health, that goes with business, that goes with everything in life. If your actions don't align with your goals, my goal being, I need to get my body at a healthy place, and I need to get my mind right too. Because your body and your mind is all mixed together. Like, it's all the same thing, just kind of separated. I don't know if that makes sense. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing really bad with my ED, I would look at myself and I'd be like, who is she? Like, who? I don't recognize myself. And I used to, like, I remember I would dyed my hair pink, like this one strand. I was like trying to do things to try to find myself because I was so lost from who I was. Oh my God, my body dysmorphia was so bad that it even like manifested in my eyebrows, and I've said that before. But seriously, like, I felt like my soul was so disconnected from my body because I had been rejecting my body for so long that, like, my soul was like, what is this? Like, what have you become? Like, what is this? And then that's when I had to cut toxic people off. I had to block people. I was in a toxic situationship. I ended. That was a couple years ago, but my ED was really, really bad at that point. So everything in your life, relationships, everything, it can all correlate to your relationship with food. So I had to I had to move back home to heal. This is when I was in college. I've spoken about this. And I remember going back to school to like go get my things to bring back home because during COVID shut down. I had to move back home, and thankfully I was like, oh my God, yes, I get to move back home. And this is when I started going to like therapy for my ED, like actually going to a place, and then it turned virtual. So then when we had to go and like I had to go get all my things from my dorm, I went with my mom, and I remember going with my mom, and I remember like walking in to the apartment. I started crying. I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I can't go in there. I can't go in there because that place was so related to such a bad, where I was at a bad place mentally, physically. I just related, like, space holds energy. So me being in there, I was like, I literally cannot be in here. My mom had to get all my things. Yeah, I don't know. This was kind of a little bit more about my lore. I feel like I've spoken about this before. Every day, you're gonna struggle. You are going to struggle every day. And I'm telling myself that, like, I'm gonna struggle every day till the day that I die. Like, everyone is gonna struggle in their own way. And this is just a personal struggle of mine. That's something that I struggle with, that I'm gonna struggle with until I guess don't. Hopefully that's soon. Like, hello. I've been telling myself, like, yes, I'm healed. I'm not. And like I said, healing is a lifelong journey. So wrapping this whole thing up, if you feel like you need help, if you're struggling even a little bit of struggle is enough struggle to get help. That was always something that I felt like I needed to hear was, yeah, but I'm not struggling as much as I was before. No. Even if you're struggling the teeniest, tiniest bit, you still deserve help. You still deserve to get better. Also, another thing about like recovering and getting better is night sweats. Like when I'm recovering, I be getting night sweats because your body is eating more food. It needs to burn more fuel, and while you're sleeping, it's like burning all that food. So I just got my first like night sweat last night, and I felt like I was like very triggered, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, oh, it's happening again. Like, this just means that like I'm recovering. Like I said, I'm gonna take my recovery personal to myself because like I do want to work at it, but I don't want to document the process. But yeah, if you can relate to anything that I just mentioned in this video, I love you and you're not alone, and just know that it actually really does get better. I remember being at a horrible place when I was in college. I had just finished a binge, and I was like, I know what's coming next. I know, because the way that I would punish myself, I remember punishing myself so bad. It was terrible. And I was just crying and crying and crying. Like, I was outside laying in a hammock in one of our apartment complexes, like near by the pool. I was crying. I was like, God, like, please, I really hope it gets better. I really hope it gets better. That night, I had a dream of my uncle that passed away years ago. And I think that was like a sign that it does get better. And I'm living proof to tell you that it does get better. It does get better. Hold on. Take the action to be the person you want to be a year from now. I love you. And like I said, you are not alone. You're never alone in your struggles. You're never alone in anything. But I love you so much, and see you guys next time. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, and make sure you guys are subscribed. But I love you guys so, so much. Usually, like I said, I'm not going to post things like this. Vlogs will continue. But yeah, I love you guys. Also, I want to say the reason why I don't do like eating videos is because you don't know if I had seconds. You don't know if that's all I ate. You don't know if you know, like, you never know. It's just the image. I'm not going to do like, this is what I eat in a day. And I want to mention, I know my bread fries are my safe food. I eat them because bread is very safe for me. By safe, I mean like I feel comfortable eating it. I know that I'm eating enough, which is what helps me, is like, I know that at least I'm eating enough of what I should be eating. Versus like rice is a little scarier because sometimes I'll undereat because it's trickier. That's why with bread, I feel like safer. I know that I'm eating enough. But I do try to venture out of bread. And I also have a thing with like texture, and like I love the crunchiness. Like I love the crunchiness. Like, besides just knowing completely, like, I just like the way that it tastes too. Like, tell me that versus like tortillas, the bread and like crispiness. It's so satisfying to me. Like, it is so good. Also, just bread in general. I just love bread. Like, I really could eat bread every single day of my life. I mean, I do. Which is crazy because bread used to be one of my fear foods. I used to be really, really scared of bread. And if it wasn't like wheat, I was so terrified of it. By scared, I mean I would get a lot of anxiety around it and I wouldn't want to eat it. And then yeah. That's why we have to challenge our fear foods to normalize them. Like, I love bread now. Before, if I wouldn't have challenged myself to eat regular bread, I wouldn't know that I loved it, and I wouldn't love it as much, you know? And I just got out of a session with my therapist. I love her, Dr. B. Love her, love that woman. And I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm scared that my future partner, like my person, will see that I'm struggling and they won't want to be with me. She's like, first of all, are you ready to be in a relationship now? And I'm like, you know, like, are you prepared for it? I'm like, I don't think I am, but like when the time comes, like, I want to be prepared for it. So right now I'm preparing myself to be the best version of myself, not only for my partner, but for myself. Like, listen, recovering from an eating disorder, people can recover. Like, you can recover fully. And I really want to get there. Like, I really, really want to get there. And she said, even if you don't recover, the voice will just be way smaller. It'll be like 10% of your head instead of like all of it. And right now, I will say the voice is pretty relevant. She's like 50% there. But I want her out. And also, like I said, healing is a process, and everyone has baggage. Everyone has their own thing. Some people are just not honest about it. I'm very honest, so much so to the point that I share it with you guys and the whole internet. Also, it's not that I'm not prepared for a relationship, but I'm not yet the best version of myself, or the version of myself that I would like to be in order to be in a relationship. Let's say I do meet my person and I want to be in a relationship. They need to be okay with me right now struggling and working through this. And if not, I mean, I'm still going to work through it for myself, and eventually I will be healed and a lot better. But right now, the point in life that I'm at, I am currently struggling and healing, which in the future I won't be, because right now I'm putting in the work to work through it. Okay, guys, actually, this is me wrapping up the video. I finished blabbing, but I love you guys so much. Like I said, you're not alone. I'm gonna link some resources down below, some facilities that might be able to help you guys. If you're struggling, if you feel scared around food, if you feel anxiety around food, if you or struggling even like a little bit, try and get help. It really does help you. Like, my dietitian has shown me how to eat. Like, recovering, or the most I've done so far, thus far, I want to do more, but the most I've done so far, I've learned so much throughout my journey. Like, I've learned how to eat. I've learned how to listen to my body a little bit more. I've learned, you know, how much of the foods my body needs, and that I should be giving it way more. But yeah, I really do want to say, like, if you are struggling, really do get help. I love you guys so very much with all my heart. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to my YouTube. But yeah, I love you guys.